work on diagonals, and so depending on how you want to do it, for a reference sake, it's really easy to go cone and put it here and put it there so the ankle is more vertical without the horizontal. It's however you want to do it. So we'll start off by doing, let's go ahead and do a crossover. So we'll go left hand, low, snap apart, pull through, and then we're going to slow.
Things that I really focus on with the kids when I do this is, number one, I always tell them keep your eyes on the backboard. If you can see the backboard while you're dribbling, you can see the whole court. So it's kind of, I mean, kids are used to hearing keep your eyes up in the video, but by the time they're 6th graders, they don't even hear that. Keep your eyes up. So okay, see the backboard, that gives them a point to look at. And if you look at the backboard, you can see the whole court. The other thing I really focus on, like Todd said, is use your move. A lot of kids make a great move, and then they stand right up out of it. Explode out of your move. Keep your hips down. Explode out of your move. And use it.
Yeah, I don't like this drill to be a drill where you come here and you just cross it over and you're going through the motions. You want to explode. No different. I always say I'm the defender. This elbow's a defender. You want to split my body in half, and then you want to hold by me. If I'm at an angle like this and you want to get by me, you're coming right at me, you're crossing over, and then it's an explosion step. So, all right, next one that we'll do is left ball. I like to work on diagonals, and so depending on how you want to do it, for a reference sake, it's really easy to go cone and put it here and put it there so the ankle is more vertical without the horizontal. It's however you want to do it. So we'll start off by doing, let's go ahead and do a crossover. So we'll go left hand, low, snap apart, pull through, and then we're going to slow.
Things that I really focus on with the kids when I do this is, number one, I always tell them keep your eyes on the backboard. If you can see the backboard while you're dribbling, you can see the whole court. So it's kind of, I mean, kids are used to hearing keep your eyes up in the video, but by the time they're 6th graders, they don't even hear that. Keep your eyes up. So okay, see the backboard, that gives them a point to look at. And if you look at the backboard, you can see the whole court. The other thing I really focus on, like Todd said, is use your move. A lot of kids make a great move, and then they stand right up out of it. Explode out of your move. Keep your hips down. Explode out of your move. And use it.
Yeah, I don't like this drill to be a drill where you come here and you just cross it over and you're going through the motions. You want to explode. No different. I always say I'm the defender. This elbow's a defender. You want to split my body in half, and then you want to hold by me. If I'm at an angle like this and you want to get by me, you're coming right at me, you're crossing over, and then it's an explosion step. So, all right, next one that we'll do is we're left-handed. We're going to split the defender with our right foot. We're going to pull it through with that left hand, and as soon as we pull it through, we're going to switch it and explode.
Switch it right away. If he switches hands right here, switches to your reverse pivot. And just switch it right here. Don't right. Yeah. If he switches it too soon, the defense is able to grab the ball and go with it the other way. Like I say, it's a dunk going the other way. So really, I teach them to spread your fingers, drag that ball through.
And I like to just stand right here.
Or has happened in all your practice, it happens at mine all the time, it happened at the college level, and it drives me crazy, is inefficiency. Inevitably, the kids are going to gung-ho, they want to get out, they want to show you they want to hustle, and they all get stacked up, and by the third time, there's 3 of them in a row just jogging through it. So I always tell kids, I'd rather you stay there, wait, take your breather, let the person get ahead of you a couple moves, and then go hard, rather than to fake hustle and be right behind them the whole drill and just jog through it for 10 minutes. So, efficient drill work, I guess.
Well, the thing I'll point out about this is that these drills, I start these kids on these little, and last year, both the boys and girls teams that I was involved with, we did these drills at that level as well. They're never going to be too old or too young to do these types of drills. The fundamental part of it is critical to their development, and the repetition is just going to make them better. You just go a little bit harder, a little bit faster, a little bit lower to the floor as they get older, but just don't get to the point where you're like, well, my kids don't need to do crossovers anymore, because it's critical that you keep doing. If we're left-handed, we're going to split the defender with our right foot. We're going to pull it through with that left hand, and as soon as we pull it through, we're going to switch it and explode.
Switch it right away. If he switches hands right here, switches to your reverse pivot. And just switch it right here. Right. Yeah. If he switches it too soon, the defense is able to grab the ball and go with it the other way. Like I say, it's a dunk going the other way. So really, I teach them to spread your fingers, drag that ball through.
And I like to just stand right here.
Or has happened at all your practice. It happens at mine all the time. It happened at the college level, and it drives me crazy. Is inefficiency. Inevitably, the kids are going to gung-ho. They want to get out. They want to show you they want to hustle, and they all get stacked up. And by the third time, there's 3 of them in a row just jogging through it. So I always tell kids, I'd rather you stay there, wait, take your breather, let the person get ahead of you a couple moves, and then go hard, rather than to fake hustle and be right behind them the whole drill and just jog through it for 10 minutes. So, efficient drill work, I guess.
Well, the thing I'll point out about this is that these drills, I start the kids on these little, and last year, both the boys and girls teams that I was involved with, we did these drills at that level as well. They're never going to be too old or too young to do these types of drills. The fundamental part of it is critical to their development, and the repetition is just going to make them better. You just go a little bit harder, a little bit faster, a little bit lower to the floor as they get older, but just don't get to the point where you're like, well, my kids don't need to do crossovers anymore, because it's critical that you keep doing. We're going to go to around the back. So, and around the back, we want to, again, attack the defender, but we want to put it around the back, we want to push it out.
Back out to the side. You can even have your hand out there waiting, guys. Have your opposite hand out there waiting. Get that left hand out there waiting for it. Good. Find the backboard, see that backboard, see that backboard. Come on, close players, let's go. See the backboard. Run through the line back.
That's perfect, Evan. I like it when you lose the ball. And I always tell the kids, when you're pushing it behind your back, if you ever watch a track meet where there's a relay, and the other person's starting to run and you're starting to reach, I want that same type of motion. I want you extending, reaching for that ball to go get it. So get it out there and make yourself go get it. The next, we're going to go to around the back. So, and around the back, we want to, again, attack the defender, but we want to put it around the back, we want to push it out.
Back out to the side. You can even have your hand out there waiting, guys. Have your opposite hand out there waiting. Get that left hand out there waiting for it. Good. Find the backboard, see that backboard, see that backboard. Come on, close players, let's go. See the backboard. Run through the line back.
That's perfect, Evan. I like it when you lose the ball. And I always tell the kids, when you're pushing it behind your back, if you ever watch a track meet where there's a relay, and the other person's starting to run and you're starting to reach, I want that same type of motion. I want you extending, reaching for that ball to go get it. So get it out there and make yourself go get it. The next week, do about 5 different drills. The next one will be a between the legs. So let's go ahead. And when we do between the legs, I always like to go front to that. Go ahead and go.
Another thing I tell kids too is you're not losing the ball a couple times in a drill, you're not trying hard enough. Mistakes are okay. If you're doing it perfect, all throughout practice, you're not going fast enough. You need to push yourself to go faster. So making a couple mistakes is okay.
Do about 5 different drills. The next one will be a between the legs. So let's go ahead. And when we do between the legs, I always like to go front to that. Go ahead and go.
Another thing I tell kids too is you're not losing the ball a couple times in a drill, you're not trying hard enough. Mistakes are okay. If you're doing it perfect, all throughout practice, you're not going fast enough. You need to push yourself to go faster. So making a couple mistakes is okay.
And a retreat, so we call it a hesitation dribble. We'll get to about 2 foot from the defender. We'll stop, we'll pull the ball back, and then bring it to me, hesitate, change direction, explode through. Come back out, hesitate, change direction, explode out. There you go, good. Hesitate, hesitation dribble. We'll get to about 2 foot from the defender. We'll stop, we'll pull the ball back, and then bring it to me, hesitate, change direction, slow through. Come back out, hesitate, change direction, slow down. There you go, go. Hesitate, slow down. Change direction, that's fine. Get back on the horse and go, get back on the horse and go. Back out of it, slow down. Hesitate, step on forward. Nobody, let's go ahead and push the basketball to the front. Gotta throw a couple more basketballs down here. Let's go ahead and push the basketball to the front. Gotta throw a couple more basketballs down here. Ball dribble, and we'll go low and slow. So we wanted the dunk block, go low and slow, keep both balls going at the same rate. Ball dribble, and we'll go low and slow. So we wanted the dunk block, go low and slow, keep both balls going at the same rate. Done with that one. The next drill that we do is an alternating dribble. So let's go ahead and alternate.
The speed ones, these are low and slow. Get it down. I'll give you your pass. I'm not get backward.
Lower and hard, lower and hard, lower and hard. This is a really good drill to build that offhand. So their dominant hand is going to typically do well in this drill, but their offhand, they want to develop some strength and coordination with it. So this is a good one to do it. Get done with that one. The next drill that we do is an alternating dribble. So let's go ahead and alternate.
The speed ones, these are low and slow. Get it down. I'll give you your pass. I'm not backward.
Lower and hard, lower and hard, lower and hard. This is a really good drill to build that offhand. So their dominant hand is going to typically do well in this drill, but their offhand, they want to develop some strength and coordination with it. So this is a good one to do it. The 2-ball, same dribble, but this time we're going to have them sprint through. So go ahead and same dribble, but this time we're going to have them sprint through. So go ahead and reverse pivot. So just like the single reverse pivot, we're pulling both balls through, and we want to let's go reverse pivot, pull both through, and explode. So let's go through. Stay low. Stay low. Reverse pivot. So just like the single reverse pivot, we're pulling both balls through, and we want to let's go reverse pivot, pull both through, and explode. So let's go through. have them do is we have them dribble one of the basketball. So we want them to go low and slow with this drill and just work on controlling the ball with your left hand. Ready to go.
Backward, backward.
You just hit it, move it out, head up, head up.
Get down, backward. Down, step all low.
An Iverson drill, and then this one, what we have them do is we have them dribble one of the basketball. So we want them to go low and slow with this drill and just work on controlling the ball with your left hand. Ready to go.
Backward, backward.
You just hit it, move it out, head up, head up.
Get down, backward. Down, step all low.
We'll do some stationary dribbling with two basketballs. And so stationary dribbling, everybody spread out a little bit. Let's go low. Let's go angle to angle. Let's go half moves. Head up. Let's alternate them. I'm coaching a third grade team this year, and we're already doing these things at practice. So kids struggle a little bit, so we're a little bit further ahead. In a month from now, they'll have these things down, and they'll start to feel way more comfortable. All right, keep going. Now let's go left hand low, right hand high. Left hand low, right hand high. Get that left hand lower, get the right hand higher. Have your head up the whole time. There you go. And let's switch it, right hand low, left hand high. And on this one, I say, keep that off hand. Your right hand is dominant. That off hand, keep it on top of the ball. Don't let your One that I like to do is I'll go left hand, and then we can switch that as we go.
Just need one ball guy and grab a spot on the wall. Why don't some of you get on this wall so the coach can see this view? Some of you get on the side wall so they can, but with our opposite hand each time, we're touching the wall. So go ahead guys, get it going. We're focusing on our stance, our hips are low, and our opposite hand is touching the wall. It's not pushing the ball and dribble. They've got their hips down, their eyes, I always tell them to find a spot on the wall and focus on that spot on the wall. Again, encourage to keep your eyes up. All right, let's stand up, stretch your back a second. Okay? Put them between our legs. Go ahead. We're in fall sports season, like Todd warned you at the beginning. A lot of volleyball and football moves out here right now. And then finally, stand up, stretch your back. Really challenging one that we kind of, like we said before, it's okay to make a mistake. If you're not making a mistake, you're not trying hard enough, you're not pushing yourself fast enough. We go behind the back. So sit in the chair, behind the back, touch the wall every time. Keep it low. And sometimes kids that get really good at this will maybe swing back a step. You really force them to have to get their hands out there longer and work on quicker balls. Okay? But that is hand dribbling against the wall. Thank you, guys.
We'll demonstrate as a pressure ball handling drill. You can do it 2 different ways. You can do it with the coach, and if you want to work out, this is for 5 to 10 minutes. I personally like to start off doing the coach aspect of it, the first couple practices, and then once the kids see the intensity that we're asking for on both offense and defense, then I'll start to rotate the kids into what we call the gauntlet dribble, okay? So in the gauntlet dribble, and Chad and I, we can just take this right now, is we're gonna ask the players to dribble through the gauntlet. So I'm gonna be a gauntlet, they have to get by me. Once they get by me, then they enter the second phase of the gauntlet, they gotta get by Chad, and then they've got to get to the end, and a lot of times we'll have a third coach there as well. When you have players, you can certainly make it as deep as you want to make it. So let's go. I want defender. I want defender to have their run down. I want them to have their head up, under the shin, hands out. Phase is we put the kids in here. The difference is when we put the kids into the gauntlet, if they knock the ball away and the offensive player doesn't get by them, then that offensive player becomes a defender in their gauntlet and they go to the offensive line. So that would be when we did the zigzag cone dribbling before, we had our crossover behind the back, between the legs, reverse pivot. Well, this is taking kids, you might get a mismatch and you just got a poor little guy cornered here the whole time. So the defender will start here at the free throw line, offensive player is coming at him. Once they start live, the offensive player has to get all 4 moves at least once. Between the legs, behind the back, reverse pivot, okay? And a crossover. And a crossover is really tough. That's the easiest move to steal, I think, in basketball. So this really focuses these guys in on pushing these to the next level to a game situation. Go ahead. Hold on real quick here. The gauntlet dribble and these types of dribbles, if I turn the time back, the clock back 5 or 6 years, I was consumed with teaching kids how to dribble the basketball with 2 hands. And we had a lot of kids in our program that could dribble 2 basketballs all day long. And then I'd go watch some of our teams playing games, and I immediately recognized that in pregame we looked pretty good. we could dribble 2 basketballs, and people said, wow. But when we had 1 basketball and we had somebody basically trying to molest us to get the ball, you know how it goes in basketball, they're all over you, we struggled. Boys and girls alike. So we said we've got to do some things to emulate live drills in practice that allow the kids to simulate real game speed.
A couple things I forgot, sorry Todd, is we limit it to the right tunnel here, so we make it half court, the midline. Okay, so the offensive and defensive players are playing in this tunnel here. Once he makes his 4 moves, it's live. If he can get by Dylan and score, then he scores.
Dylan's job is to turn him as many times as he can.
Right. And that's a great point. Every drill we do, this isn't just a dribbling drill. This is a defensive drill as well. It's a hustle drill. Every drill is every skill. I like to tell the kids all the time. So Dylan's really working here, like Coach said, as many times, how many times can I turn him? I keep my hips square. He's not going to open his hips up and just give him a lane to go.
So Jacob, you have to do a crossover, a reverse pivot, a between the legs, and an around the back. And once you accomplish those 4 dribbles, you can go finish on him. Okay? Go.
Here we go.
Push around the back. Reverse pivot. Between the legs. Crossover.
Score. Good knee. Hands up. Check out. Box out. Finish it.
Nice.
Is they're way up here, their hips are high, and they go for a steal, and they lunge after it out of control. So we really tell the defenders here to sit in your hips, get back, and just.
All right, go ahead.
Keep square. Crossover.
First pivot. We got a 6th grader against a freshman. Good. You see around the top. Did we see between the legs? Good. Between the legs, go. Finish on it. It's all right. Finish. Not boy. Finish that. Just contact. Nice shot. It simulates what they'll see in a game situation. A couple passing drills that we'll do. Most every drill we do, we'll do some facet of passing in there. So always down and getting your fingers out, firing the ball. It's all of those things. So let's just get 1 line over here, 1 line here. We just need 1 basketball for now. And we ask the players to sprint. I know that a lot of times with the younger kids, we want to teach them to shuffle, but we don't. That's not basketball. They're never going to catch a pass unless they're coming off of a screen, shuffling. So we want to sprint down and back. Ready? Go. Come back on the opposite side. Lead them out there, push them out there.
And with the younger kids a lot of times too, and even the older kids too, a lot of times you can have them catch with the jump stop. Get their toes, they also get toes at the basket, so catch with the triple threat as well.
Second one that we'll do, so those bounce pass 1 ball back and forth. That's the second one. The third one that we typically talk, they've got to communicate, figure out who's going to do what right now. And it's a sprint. Go.
Talk it up. Sprint.
Lead them out there, make it work.
Like to say, go to where they're going to be, not to where they are. Lead them.
So those are some ball, 1 tennis ball. Sometimes they'll just do a tennis ball back and forth. Just depends on the comfort level of the kids and how much that they're willing or able to handle based off of their skill level. I know it's different depending on what level of team that you're coaching. Passing drill. So let's see everybody out here.
See them all leaning against the wall. That's how favorite it
Let's
is.
see what's over here. Do you want to get your half court? I think you're going to be right here. Jacob, you're going to be. You need 2. I need you.
We need you.
Here.
I was sneaky though.
And so we'll get 2 balls, get you that ball. And in this drill here, they're going to fire a pass to whichever direction we tell them, and then they're going to sprint to the other side. So we're going to pass the ball to the right. Once we pass it to our right, if we're in this position, we sprint over there. She's going to sprint this way. Okay? If we're in the corners, we're going to sprint to the opposite corner. And we've done this as a great conditioning drill, so we want solid passes. We want to get our hands out We want to call for the ball. We want 10 high to the sky, saying where we want the ball, ball, and then we're going to sprint to the other side. Ball's going to the right. Ready, set, go.
Ball hard, going hard, going hard. Pass, go. Opposite. Communicate, let's go. Sprint. Pass to the right, cut opposite. Pass to the right, cut opposite. You're just passing to the right or the left, and then cutting to the opposite position where you just were. Communicate. Quiet.
Try to stop. Start over. So you're not going to run until you pass the ball. Otherwise, you're staying put. Okay? Make sense? So you're going to run. It's got to be a sprint. You got to get there when the ball gets there. All right? So we're going to go ahead and we'll go this way just like that. We'll go to our left. Let's go to our left.
You third grade coaches, you've done your concussion
Ready,
training,
set.
right? Call this one fire pass. That's Indiana passing. That's a good conditioning drill. Good early season drill as well to work on defensive shuffle and passing.
Practice, and I urge you, and I try to do this. Every practice I do a different drill. I try not to do the same drill over and over unless it's one drills to anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes, 7 minutes max, and I'm on to something else. And once you get into a rhythm, I'm not the type of coach, and I say this because when I ask the kids, they don't like when we just stand and talk. They like to be moving, they like to be playing ball, they like to be coached while we're doing drills. Lines down here.
Energy's back.
Energy back. The kids love this drill. You've probably all seen this. If you're a new coach, possibly not even behind your point. Yell outlet, go in middle, and go behind. Stop. PJ, ball at the top again. Couple things is when Josh threw it off the backboard, we said, Josh, go get the ball at its highest point. Don't just throw it off the backboard and let it come to your hands. Go get it. That's how you rebound. You go get it at its highest point, come down, pull it to the chin, reverse pivot or pivot out, snap his fingers, and we want to have what PJ was doing there. She yelled outlet, because we want to hit the outlet. We want the point guard, the one or the two, communicating where they're at on the court, and then we're filling behind. So we got to this point here. Jacob is on defense, and so his responsibility is going to be to stop the ball. Okay? Dylan's on defense. His responsibility right now is to protect the house. He's protecting the house. Okay? So at this point, we want hands up. We want hands out. I'm a huge, and the kids will tell you how many times do I scream and yell, get your hands up. A lot. And if you don't, a lot of times you'll come out of the game just because you don't have your hands up, because I want active hands. I want you blocking the passing lanes. I want you, the other team, to see that and say there is no passing lane. I think hands up makes for great defense. I don't like hands down here. I tell them, if you this looks like the woman on the bathroom door sign out there to me. Right? That's what that looks like. That's a bathroom sign. That's not a basketball sign. So I want you to butt down. I want your hands out. I want your hands active. All right, so let's make that first pass. Now, at this point, Dylan has to rotate. Dylan's going to yell,
I got ball.
ball. Jacob's going to yell what? Help. You're in help mode now, so you're dropping down into the lane, hands up. Okay? We've got 3 on 2. Now we have to switch it up. All right?
And I always talk about it's big. A lot of times in 3-on-2, the kids are wanting to retreat back and get back there and protect, and eventually they're giving way too much cushion. I love the more ball pressure, the better. So if Jacob can pick up PJ up here, great. No pressure on the ball.
Let's start from the top, all the way down.
Make it a hard pass.
Offense keeps going. If they get an offensive, they
Nice, what's up?
All right, now, stop. Offense scored. The player that either shot it or if it was a bad pass, that's the player getting back on defense now, so Jacob can come back. So these two kids here, Dylan and Jacob, they were on defense. Now they're on offense. And since KJ shot it, KJ, you're back on defense. Go.
Last offensive player touched.
Hands. That girl was good. Stop, start over. In your outlet. Go. Hustle.
High and hard pass, Maddie. Look at that thing. Strike.
Nice point. Defense, let's go active.
I can, or are you going to talk about some lesser? Another strategy I'd like to consider, it's more of a strategy, but you notice as they're going, we'll walk through this, they've been doing the classic, I'll let it one up, go ahead. Just kind of walk through it, and he goes middle, she goes out. Now freeze. Something I like, you get a lot of good looks out, but I kind of coach my kids to do, come back again, stay in your lanes this time, okay, so you stay on that side as you're dribbling. Okay, freeze, we're walking through it, go ahead. We got the other still. Dylan, instead of getting middle, hold on. He's staying in his lane. KJ, you have to give her some props, right? You have to be able to defend her and stop her because she's coming into the house 2 feet away from the basket. 9 times out of 10, this player is going to cheat just enough, and then what are you going to have here? Your trailer right there through. Okay, so let's do that full speed. Stay in your lanes. Opposite lane, drag through. Just another different strategy to consider rather than the classic dribble middle. And I like dribbling, getting it to the middle. I understand you want to keep all your options open. Go ahead, guys. But this is honestly just faster. You're staying in your lanes. Basketball is a fast game. Drag through it, and you can get some good looks that way. Sorry. Another one that's great is the blitz drill. And we don't quite have enough players, so we'll talk about it. But maybe we can grab a couple of you down. Over in offense. Okay, and then we've got 2 defenders here. You've got 2 lines. You've got a line right there. You've got a line where Todd is, and you've got a line where I am. And what these guys are doing, they'll start in the backcourt here. Josh, we'll go this way. Just kind of walk through it. This is called the blitz drill. It's 3-on-2 plus 1. They're playing 3-on-2 here. Once the first player on this team, Dylan, Jacob, Josh, whoever it may be, crosses half court, Todd can go. He has to touch the middle circle, and then he's back on defense with PJ and KJ. Okay, so now it's like 3-on-3. Offense might be pushing it. They can get a 3-on-2 look if they're quick enough. So let's try it here a little bit. And then, obviously now Todd, PJ, and KJ would be on defense once they get the turnover or the big basket, the defensive rebound. They're coming back the other way versus Maddie and Evan, and I'm the +1 once the first person goes across. Go ahead, guys. First person across, he gets the middle, and he goes up, communicate, push. He's across, so he can get middle here. Now the back line is free, take the play. Okay? And then Madison and Evan and I are going back the other way again. And these guys have filled in. 2 of them say you have to communicate. Go ahead. Now it's +1. All right, hold on. But it really, once you're done with the 3-on-3, then the other 2 guys just communicate, hey, we're staying on defense, the other one gets to the opposite line. Okay? It's a
How do you know who goes back?
So the thing that they can do that's fun that involves basketball and conditioning, and they don't know the difference. So we'll do a short pass, long pass. All right. We're going outlet. So Dylan is the outlet. Stop the one. Dylan is going to catch the outlet, and he gets a maximum of 1 dribble. That's it. And he's throwing a lead pass to the other side. Jacob is sprinting down. Jacob's going to shoot a layup. Okay? Once Jacob shoots the layup, he's wrapping around, and now he's the outlet. Dylan is going to make his pass. So Dylan's going to take the dribble. If he needs it, hold on. If you don't need the dribble, don't take it. Lead him. Dylan's going to go touch the opposite elbow. And then he's going to come around, and he's going to shoot the left-handed layup down here. Okay? Josh is the rebounder and outlet on throwing the outlet on both ends of the court. So he's got to hustle because we don't want the ball to touch the floor during this drill.
What's the name of this one?
This is short pass, long pass. Ready, go, talk.
Short pass, long pass. Good talk, communicate. And as you can see, it works better if it's almost more of a medium pass. Medium pass. Get that outlet out.
That's true.
Right away. Keep it high, PJ. Chin it. Here we go. Boom. Pound it once, zip it. You gotta go. Pound it. Boom. Good. Finish in the reverse.
That's short pass, long pass.
Run before shooting. So let's get 3 of you down there. With basketballs. Please, thank you. And you can do this as you're running full court, just kind of jog through it here.
Try to do this with two lines.
Okay,
Might
can we
get
get more
big.
going? Yeah, we can just put 2 lines.
So come on down here, Dylan.
Just get behind
Dylan,
the
come
ball.
back here.
Just get here, Jacob. Just spread out on 2 lines. We're focusing on catching the ball in transition. So right away, and not the 3rd graders, 7th and 8th graders, they're going to catch the ball off balance and they're going to come flying in here and jack it off the back of the backboard. So we really stress to keep your hips down as you catch, break down, call for the ball, keep your targets up so you're ready to catch it, and fly. And we really talk to the passers again. Every drill is every skill. What do you need to make a great shot? First thing you need is what? A great pass. Exactly. We want these passes right into their shooting pocket, okay? So show them where you want the ball. Go ahead, guys. Full court shooting. They're breaking down, calling for the ball. Once these guys make a pass, they're going the other way. You're up, guys. Go. They're breaking down. Finishing it low, shooting it. Finishing low, finishing high.
Freeze. I want to catch. I want an ball fake. I want an explosion. One dribble to get to the basket for a layup.
Okay.
Not even 2 dribbles. 1 dribble.
Okay, pass. And you can actually start this way. Just go on the layups first, then go to your jump shot after that. But really focus on catching it, taking a little peek fake, look at that basket, freeze the defense.
Freeze. Come back. Go ahead and jump the ball. I want a ball fake. I want to sell the defender. I want a ball fake. I want 1 dribble to the right. I want a pull-up jumper. Okay? 1 dribble to the right, pull-up jumper. Ball fake to the right, pull-up jumper. And you can do ball fake, dribble to the left. You can do ball fake, dribble, step back. A lot of different things off of it. Okay?
Yeah, not just the classic jump shot. All these moves at the basket. Triple threat, deep fake, make your move. Top it.
Cover some ground. That dribble to the right, you should cover some space.
Inevitably, kids want to fall out of the basket, but the team's going to break down, shoot straight up, straight down, landing your footprint, we like to say. Don't fall forward. Landing your footprint, take your jump shot.
Freeze. Go ahead, have a quick train. Defensive rebound on a free throw. So we have typically our, we have 1, we have 2 position up and down the court. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do free throw transition. So Jacob is going to shoot the free throw, and he's not going to do anything else. He's just going to shoot the free throw. We need one of these 2 to go. First, they're going to box out, then they're going to go attack and get the rebound. And a lot of times when we do this, we'll even get defenders, offensive players per se, in this space so we can force them to have to box out. So let's go ahead and walk through this. Jacob, shoot the free throw. Go ahead, shooter. Hold on. Go ahead, shooter. Nothing, you got a shooter. And I don't know how you do it. I always do it if it's a right-handed shooter. This person has the shooter if it's left-handed, but they can talk about that as well. If I have a 2 or a 3 here and one of them is better at boxing out, a lot of times I'll designate them as having the shooter. So, all right, let's go ahead, box them out. Let's get the rebound. Go ahead. All right, stop. So Dylan went and got the rebound. We want him to get out of bounds as quickly as he can. And while this is happening, Evan, he boxes out. You're heading to this, you're releasing as an outlet. KJ, releasing as an outlet. Maddie, since he got the rebound, you're sprinting the floor. We want you to get you a layup. The point guard is coming to get the ball, so we want them to banana field. So they're coming here, PJ. I always say they have to cross the face of the ball. I want them crossing the face of the ball. So she's going to peel through. He's going to lead her out. Hold on. As soon as she catches it, she gets a maximum of 1 dribble. She's throwing the transition, and you're the rebounder. You're throwing to the layup. You're throwing it to Maddie for the layup. layup down here, so you're sprinting down. KJ, you're going to the one stop. Evan, you're going to the opposite side. KJ, you're going to the opposite side. Dylan's the rebound. So let's try going down to that. So Evan, you're going here, and you're going there. KJ, just the opposite. Run again. Get out sprint. Let's go. We gotta have it down there. Bring it back, Danny. Bring it back. Gotta have it. So we'll do that free throw transition drill. It's a nice way to get the ball, and I like to push the ball. What better way to score than quick and easy? So we'll even call it, I call this 50. So if the other team's shooting a free throw in the game, I'll yell, let's go 50, let's go 50. You call whatever you want, and we'll transition off of that.
Okay, 5-on-4 plus 1 drill. Give me 3 of these. You can do, I call it 5-on-4 plus 1 because generally if you have 5 and then 5, you could do 3-on-2 plus 1, you could do 4-on-3 plus 1, whichever. But all it is that the coach stands behind 3 defensive players here. I'm going to pass to any one of these 3 offensive players, and I'm going to say the name of one of these 3. Okay? So if I say PJ and I pass the ball, these guys are going to score. These 2 are getting back on defense. The person whose name I call has to touch the line before they get back on defense. You're going 2 trips, come back now, guys. We always go up and back. So these 3 that are on offense now, they're going down there to try to score. If they score, they get back on defense. If it's a defensive rebound, either way, they're getting back. These 3 that are on defense, they get a chance to come back on offense. Okay? 2 trips, just a transition. Okay? Here we go. Go. One more time, really quick. Switch it up. Yeah. Switch it up. Let's look. Push. Our ball. Notice how we're trying to stop the ball as quick as we can, like I mentioned before. That's a hill. Okay, communicate. You have to know who your teammates are so you can pass ahead and push ahead. Offensively, you're always trying to pass the ball ahead if there's someone open. Okay? Defensively, if you're big, I tell our bigs, yeah, your first idea is to try to get back to the house, get back to the paint, and then find the ball. If you're a guard, if you're our ball man, we have a ball man and a back man. We'll maybe talk about that on strategy night. But your job is to stop the ball as soon as you can. Okay, so that's 5-on-4 plus grays, 3 grays, and give me 3 whites out here. Just get in a circle, gray, white, gray, white, gray, white. Got it? Just circle eyes. Just jog clockwise. This way. Nice and slow. Whoever I give it to, it might be gray, it might be white. They're going that way. Okay? And the other team is on defense. And again, we're going that way, then we're going back this way. So you never know who's going to get it. And then we're off and go, look ahead again. Let's go, bring it back. It's a fun one, the kids enjoy it. Okay, again, one more time. Counterclockwise this time. Alternate, gray, white, gray, white, gray, white. Yeah, they have to think. It might take a couple times. Counterclockwise. This is real life.
Coach Robbie would like you.
Good, defense. Like that, finish it up, finish it up. then they're up and going, up and back. Thanks, guys. Shooting. So now, we're going to move in kind of the shooting drill portion of the evening. Give me a couple people out. Give me somebody here, somebody here. Start with KJ, somebody go down with Mike. Let's go ahead. Mike in shooting. What we're focusing on here, most of you probably know this one. So you're just going off your opposite leg with your right hand. Go ahead, Dylan, show us Mike in shooting. He's keeping the ball high. He's getting it out of the net. Okay, go ahead. Keep it up high. Go ahead and switch your partners. Then we'll do reverse miking. So they're facing this way, okay? And now they're flipping the ball back up over their head, just the opposite foot again, off the backboard. Gets them some confidence, gets them used to the backboard, used to it there. And what we do, okay, hold on now guys. What I have my teams do a lot, because I cannot, a big pet peeve I always have is kids coming in. I love kids coming in and shooting, but inevitably, half of them are going to be jacking up half-court shots. The other half are going to be trying to throw the basketball at those basketballs that are jacked up, okay? So my kids have an 80-shot warm-up that they're to do every time they come to the gym before we start practice. And sometimes, usually takes about 5-10 minutes. Once you're done with your 80-shot warm-up, you're allowed to shoot on your own then, okay? So Evan, first thing we do an 80-shot warm-up, you have to do 8 flip shots. So we just start with our flip shots like we talked about. Or 10, sorry. We do 8 things of 10. 8 shots of 10. So then, our second one is miking, which I just showed you. So we do 10 mikings, now we're 20. Then we do 10 reverse mikings. Now we're on 30. Okay? Then we do 10 what we call block to blocks, where you're just shooting the basic short jump shot off the glass or get it out of the quick. 10 of those block to blocks. Now we're at what, 40? Then we go short corner to short corner. Now it's the same type of idea, but it's no backboard involved. We're shooting, getting their own rebound hustle up. Now we're at 50. Okay? Now we go elbow to elbow, or we go elbow shots. Okay? Now we're at 60. You shoot 10 elbow shots. These is grabbing it, getting to your next elbow. We're at 60 now. Go ahead. Knock one down. Okay? Then we do 3-pointers, or for younger kids, you may just want to stretch their shooting range a little bit. 10 3-pointers, now we're at 70, okay? And then we finish with 10 free throws, okay? Once you've done your 80-shot warm-up, then you can shoot, right there.
So let's just give you 4 players out here. KJ, go ahead and shoot. Jacob, you're a passer. Matt, wanting to rebound. Dylan, wanting to hit his passer over here. Typically, we'll time this. This will be like 45 seconds. So we'll say shooter on your mark. Get set. What's going to happen is Maddie will rebound. Jacob, you're going to throw the ball, get to her shooting pocket. She's going to catch and shoot. And she's going to work elbow to elbow for 45 seconds, okay? The big thing on this is there's 2 different methods of teaching it. Some coaches, and I know there's high school coaches, there's college coaches that even teach the inside pivot, where you're catching on your inside foot, you're pivoting, squaring, and shooting. And then there's the square in the air method, and that's when you're coming to the ball and you get in the air, you're squaring in the air. So you're landing, your feet are already square. I like to teach, and I changed over the years. Go back 3 or 4 years ago, I liked the inside pivot. Now, everything that I teach is square in the air. Part of that is because my own daughter, she's a little shorter than most, and so when she had to do inside pivot, she'd catch the ball in a game, turn, and she couldn't get a shot off. So we taught square in the air, so it's a catch and shoot motion. The other thing I like about it is that you don't establish a pivot foot, because if you inside pivot and come around, you've already established your pivot foot. You can only lead one direction. If you square in the air, the defender has to honor both sides of it, so that's why I prefer KJ does a great job of squaring in the air. So let's go 45, we'll just go for like 20 seconds. Ready, set, go.
track of your makes. Keep track of your makes because we may go through it 2 or 3 times and have your total makes.
Where do you say go?
So they can know, oh, last week I had 17 makes. Now this week I have 20.
Sometimes we'll, like Coach said, we'll have them count the makes, and we'll see who gets the highest score. Maybe they'll get out of doing some type of running drill, or we'll rotate 5 and we add them up, and so maybe the contest. Right, cut. Legs, and with these kids, you can have multiple basketballs. So you can have 3 or 4 basketballs, and all they're doing is catch and shoot. Laying down. Line this side of the house, line up over here. One person will start out in a little block. He's getting his hands out. Jacob's going to throw him the ball. He's going to finish. Jacob's going to come around. Catch. Shoot. Get the ball early. Get the ball early. Don't make him wait for it. Get the ball early. Get the ball early.
Again, every drill is every skill. It's passing. We want them to pass the ball high, so we don't want to pass it to their before we go on to the next stop.
Well, also, it depends on how you want to teach it. There's times when I'll say, I want, all right, move it back a notch, move it back a notch. Move it back a notch, now we're going in front with the hand up.
Yeah, they're cutting in front with the hand up to simulate shooting over a defender's hand.
Hand up, DJ.
Not trying to block the shot, we're just putting the hand up so you can shoot over it.
Move it back.
He has gym bags over there. There's a box.
Got to put our hands down. High, then
You guys just have those little bags.
We like to do this drill in pregame also.
Thank you.
Go wings, go wings. When you go wings, you don't go hand up in front of them, you just get to the wing. For sure.
go straight across.
I like this drill because in about 5-6 minutes, you can have each of these kids probably take at least 50 shots. And the only way you get better is through repetition. I see a lot of coaches that work on running plays all practice long. I like to work at least 3/4 of my practice on just repetition. Because if you play a game, the kid who shoots the most on your team, maybe he's going to take 10 shots in a game. They're not going to get better at shooting 10 shots in a game. They're going to get better at shooting 200 times in practice. The kid who dribbles the basketballs may be going to dribble 30 or 40 times a game unless you're the point guard. In practice, if they can pound the ball to the wood maybe 200, 300 times, that's when they're going to get better. So then we win corners. That's our Carolina shooting drill.
For this one, we do only go 2 basketballs because we put 5 minutes on a stopwatch or on your phone or whatever, and we're trying to simply get 65 makes in 5 minutes.
Once, and we didn't hit it once. With these kids, some of these kids, I've had them since they were this big, and that was the goal, 40 or 50. Last year, our girls team, we hit 103 in 5 minutes. Our boys team hit how many? 104. Yeah, question, Jack.
But you're simply taking your shot and hustling after your own rebound and passing the ball back. Okay, so the key, obviously, if you want to get more shots, you've got to hustle after the ball. It's not just good shooting form. You don't want to rush your shot, check it out. You want to take a nice shot, but then you want to hustle after your rebound and get it back out. That's what we really stress with kids.
You want to catch the ball, shot ready. You want to have your hips down. You want to have your hands out. You want to have your footwork leading in, so it's catch and shoot.
Yep, target's up, shot ready. Go ahead, let's do about 30 seconds.
Good.
Passing it to the opposite line, and then going to that line. Follow your pass. Hustle after the shot. Generally, the idea you want to make it, the ball hits once, and you've got it by then. 3. Go. So again, like I said, you can start 40 and 5, or 30 and 5. And eventually, you got 65 and 5, 75 and 5, and on up. Okay?
All right, that's our 65-5. You call it whatever you want. I call do a 2-ball. I'm sorry, a 2-player 1-ball shoot. So we'll do that on one end.
1 and 2 if you got it.
basketballs down on this end. So if you have an odd number, you can go 3-player, 2-ball. So just grab the ball hustle. So what we do in this drill is we just shoot a lot of shots. We demand communication. So what will happen is, Josh will go ahead and start with the ball right here. He's going to catch and shoot. He's going to catch and shoot. Dylan is going to go into more of a shooting mode. So Dylan's going to go find the shot. He's going to talk to Josh. Josh is going to sprint after his rebound. He's going to hit Dylan. Dylan will catch and shoot. As soon as Dylan shoots, he'll get his rebound while Josh is repositioning. So let's hold on. Let's go 2-player, 1-ball first. Ready, go. Here's the key. You have to move. You can never stand still. Keep moving.
Yep. Ball's not there yet. We need you to keep moving. Don't stand still and wait for it. You're constantly moving. Every drill is every skill. We'll pass into their shooting pockets. Hips are down, shot ready.
Up. Better passes.
Zip at the pass.
Zip that pass. So we'll do that for 3 or 4 minutes. They're going to shoot while they're tired. All right, guys, take a break. If we have an odd number, we'll do 3-player, 2-ball shooting. And so I want you to take game-like shots that you would take in a game. All right? So now we're going to have to really move. Okay? We've got to talk and communicate because we've got 3. All right? Ready, set, go.
Same idea. It's the same thing. Just got to communicate a little more. You're adding another factor in here, another body. So you're talking. You're talking. Let's slap through it. It's about to keep moving. Don't stand still. Don't wait for it. Keep moving, Madison. Keep moving. Don't wait for it. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Rise.
We're not coming down. One we'll demonstrate is short shot, long shot. PJ, I'm going to have you and KJ because you probably do this one and know this one better than anybody. So we'll do this white line. So what she's going to do, she's going to sprint in to the free throw line. She's going to get a pass, square in the air, catch and shoot. She's going to backpedal to the white line. She's going to sprint 3-point shot, catch and shoot, backpedal, come into the free throw line. Ready, set, go.
Just alternate. You're taking a short
We'll do
shot.
this for 30 to 45 seconds and then we'll alternate.
Then your long shot. Now it's back to a short shot. And you can go half court, you can go 3-quarter court, however long you want him to backpedal. It can be a conditioning drill, shooting while you're tired, shooting while you're fatigued. Hips down, catches, finishing high.
Follow through for me, hold the follow through.
Down, DJ. There you go.
All right? A lot of coaches will get all the kids on the line and they'll call somebody out, they'll shoot a free throw. If they make it, then they pick somebody else. If they miss it, so Dylan will shoot 1 free throw. If he makes it, it's kind of a peer pressure thing. If he makes it, the next player, okay, so they'll shoot. Second free throw. All right, so your second free throw. Try to make it. All right, she made it, then we move to the next person. The other thing we'll do is if you have 6 baskets in the gym, we'll do around the world free throws. We'll tell everybody get to a basket, you shoot. If you make it, you move to your right. If you miss it, you go to your left. First person who makes all their free throws and gets all the way around the world is the winner. They're done. They get to go have their drink break. The next person, when they're done, they go get their drink break. And by that point, you kind of gauge it. Everybody go get their drink break or have them keep shooting depending on how things are moving. So we'll do around the world free throws. Just some things to, I don't like to spend a lot of time on free throws. I tell the kids you better get in the gym early You better stay a few minutes late if you want to be a great free throw shooter. It's not going to happen during practice. We just can't dedicate that much time to it. So,
What this is called is attack the basket. We're working offensively and defensively. So let's get a couple lines down here. There's an offensive line. We really stress trying to finish off of 2 feet rather than trying to finish off of 1 foot. You're just stronger off of 2 feet. If you can get there ahead and finish off of 1 foot, by all means, great. But when you're having some pressure defense coming at you, you're going to need to come in there off of 2 feet and get a power finish, maybe even a shot fake. Okay? The defender's idea, the defender's goal is to get around the cone and simply stop it, make a play. Okay? Really simple drill, but a really effective drill to teach hustle on defense, getting your hips in front and square in good defensive position, and teaching your offensive players to finish at the basket with some contact and with some pressure. Go ahead, guys. Ready? Next two up. On go. Ready, go. So there's just a little bit of pressure there. You have to finish. Ready, go. And you get some matchups like this where you get a short against the tall, big against the little. Ready, go. And you have ones like KJ to try to jump the gun. Ready, go. But that's attack the basket drill. Working on our finish moves off of 2 feet power finishes. Go. Last one.
we'll do this right, and we'll switch and do it left. Ready, go. Oh! All right, next, then attack the basket. So as a coach, we'll have the ball on top here. What PJ will do on offense, she's going to get to the cone. She's going to come at you. We want to close them out, hands up, chop our feet, take away the shot first, get our butt down, play defense. PJ's got to decide she's going to get that shot off, or she's going to ball fake and attack the basket. Ready, go.
Gets the kids in a good spot where it mimics game situations. Okay?
Good, man.
The defender has to close out. They can't just fly out on them because they might attack the basket. Close out, chop the feet.
We want a ball fake and we want the blow up.
Give them a what's up, AJ.
All right, ready, go.
Close out.
Alright, so that's a flare and attack, flare curl. So the next one that we'll do is a flare curl drill, and you can use a cone for that, you can use a skills man for that, you can. So Chad's gonna be the passer, I'm setting a pick, and based off of where the defender goes, I want the offensive player. So Dylan, you're on offense, Jacob, you're on defense, okay? You're gonna use me as the pick. If he comes over, you're gonna what? You're gonna curl. Okay? If he comes under, what are you gonna do? You're flaring. Now, once he flares and he catches, I'm still in play. I can still set another pick for him. So we want him coming off that pick, shoulder to shoulder. And we'll talk about that in a second. All right? Ready? Go.
Game situation. Talk to me. The offensive players communicate. Drill. Flare. All. Communicate, guys.
So you saw I put my right hand up and I was picking on the right side, left hand up picking on the left side. Dylan, I want him coming shoulder to shoulder. Whoever's on offense, shoulder to shoulder with me. If the defender's in front of him, come on here, Dylan. Come on here, Jacob. Throw him the ball real quick. If I'm here, and if I don't set a pick, then what I want Dylan to do is I want him to attack that defender shoulder to hip. Shoulder to hip. Because if Jacob's going to be upright and straight up like he is now, see, he came out chopping his feet to take the shot away. His hips aren't down. He can't play defense without his hips down. So that's that immediate boom at the hip. All right? Because the only thing Jacob can do is drop his hip and open the floodgate at that point. If we go this way, Jacob can drop his hip and slide and shuffle. But if he attacks his hip, it's a leg. There's nothing that can be done other than good help coming over and taking that away. All right, let's go one time through. Go a couple of these. Ready, go. Good read. Get the ball up. All right, next group, AJ. or not. So that's a flare curl.
Like, now we step it up into another drill. So let's do a triangle close out. So we're going to be a line here. You get a person there, you get a person in the corner. And you can do this instead of starting with the ball in the corner. He makes a pass. They're just passing around the horn. The first passer, he has to get across here and close out. Okay? Hit him square. If he comes out here flying too high, Josh is just going to fly by him and attack the basket. We tell this person in the corner when you get it, if they're not there, let it fly. Okay, shoot it. So it's a shooting drill as well. So the defense has to hustle over, get here, stop the shot from happening, and then not get driven to the basket. Okay,
Josh,
Josh?
you don't have the shot. What are you doing?
Yep. Attack the shoulder. Let's start again. So if Josh doesn't have the shot, he's getting his shoulder to his hip right away, getting his hand through there. Go ahead. Hustle, spread. Down, close out. Gotta move those feet. Step up, move up. Yep, rotate. Then just rotate clockwise, or you can rotate counterclockwise, however you want to do it. Here we go.
Hey, that's close one. Use your hands up. Chop those feet.
Chop those feet.
Tag him. Go like that.
Back sit, man, back sit. Rotate. Step these passes, you have to be good, strong, quick, and obviously you go the other direction, so we're working on the right side of the floor as well. We're working either way. But that triangle closeout. Again, you can use 3 spots or 4 spots, whatever works best for you.
Now we'll do a 2-player rollout, so let's give each line down on the baseline here. Give me the ball, JJ. Here we go. Rollout body night drill. I like to bounce it, because when you roll it, the kids tend to want to get really aggressive, and I don't want anyone to crack heads. So, foot on the line, foot on the line. I'm going to throw it out, and they're going to get it. Whoever gets it's on offense. They have 5 seconds to score. Whoever doesn't get it, they're on defense. They've got to stop it for 5 seconds. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, give me 2 more. Good, Josh. Ready, set, go. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. So that's a 2-ball roll-up drill, 2-player, 1-ball roll-up drill, Indian roll-up to simulate full court layups. We'll do it 2 different ways. So we'll do a full court pressure layup. So we'll have the ball over there, ball over there. So we go for a full court layup. Josh is going to get down there and defend. If he can beat him, take it away and take the charge. Ready, set, go. Good.
Around the outside.
Next group, people. Ready, go. Get there. Take that away from him. Take it. Perfect, all right. So we'll do that full court pressure layup drill. I like it because the kids have got to keep their head up. They got to know who's coming behind them. They're never going to get a layup, most likely, without people flying behind them, even if they're wide open. So we like that pressure on them. The next one that we'll do, Dylan, you're going to be the chaser. So Josh is going to have the ball. He's going to start about 2 steps in front of Dylan. All right. Ready, set, go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, bring it back. Bring it back. Let's go one more group. Right next to him. Right next to him. Ready, set, go. All right. So we'll do this drill. Ideally, what you want to do is try and find matchups where the offensive player is being pushed by the defensive player, and so they're feeling some pressure. They're feeling people slapping the ball or trying to slap the ball from behind, so they're going to keep them on their heels the entire time. And this is a really simple drill. So let's give me somebody up here, anybody. And this is just a simple one-on-one. Dylan can't take a jump shot. He's got to finish at the basket. Josh has got to stop it. So we just go one-on-one, attack the basket. Typically we go 3 seconds, 4 seconds to score. So he's got to go quick, and we'll rotate through with that. What's next?
backboard, ready to go. Jacob, we're gonna need you for this. Grab a ball. Grab the ball there.
Okay, Jake, come on up here.
So it's just like short pass, long pass. Right here, Jacob.
We did this drill during the summer with 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade boys and girls both.
Yeah.
First time they struggled, the second time it was amazing. By the 3rd, 4th time, they had it down. Even the little 3rd grade girls had this down.
You just remember, follow your pass, then you're getting the shot. Go ahead and run it, guys. It's probably easier to see than explain. Just like short pass, long pass here. We've got the short pass, the long pass. Dylan's the layup. These two are shooting jump shots now. Once they pass, now they're the outlet. Short pass, long pass, and the layup. They're shooting the layup. Person always stays in the drill. So if you shoot the layup, you shoot the layup, you stay in the drill. So if you shoot the layup, he stays in the drill. Right out, Jake, you shoot the layup, go. So now KJ's getting her own rebound. She stays in the drill. Boom. I'll let him go. Questions about that? The first day will be chaos, and every day after that, it's just kind of better.
All right, so a few more, and then we'll wrap things up. But the next one we'll do is our V-Cut series. And I like to use the skills man to drill. And I want the kids to focus on particular aspects of their game. What we'll do is we'll have a row over here, they'll have basketballs. Over here they don't, so we'll want a V-cut. So 2 things have to happen. One is we'll take the dribble toward the baseline, crossover, and then Dylan is going to take 1 or 2 steps to the baseline on his end. He's coming back, he's catching, squaring in the air. Okay? There's a number of things we can do off of this. We can catch and shoot. We can explode off of the hip and go for a layup. We can jab step. We can do step backs. So what I want to do now is I want to catch, ball fake. I want an explosion step off of the hip to the left. And I want 1 dribble and I want a power finish with 2 feet. Ready, go.
Pass on that.
1 dribble. Let's do 1 dribble. You can get there. The older kids, Evan, you might need 2. Older kids, you can get to the basket 1 dribble. Why take 2? You can take 1, right? Here we go. Here we go. Step. All fake. That's good. Good. Want to slow it up 2 feet though?
Like Coach said, you can do about anything. You can catch the shoot off of it, you can work on crossover step, you can work on shot fake and go. Any move you want to work on, do one move.
I'm big on these types of drills, exploding off of 2 feet. If you go watch an NBA game and you watch LeBron James blow by, unless he's going to dunk it, he jumps off 2 feet. It's just the greatest players in the world explode off of 2 feet when they're finishing at the rim. So anytime we can teach the kids how to do that, we want to do that. So let's this time catch. Let's call the ball. We want that dribble crazy business. So we want a ball fake. We want to, first off, our lead step, and there's coaches that will teach you want to lead with your inside opposite foot to create space here between the defender and the ball by getting your hip in between them. It just depends on your style. I like to lead step because I like the quickness of it. We haven't established a pivot. I don't like this long step here. I want this step here. I want to push that ball out there and create space. Okay? Ready, go. Little jumper. First push up. There you go. Perfect job. Perfect. Let's go, KJ. Good ball. Push up. Next thing I want is I want a C root. So I want a ball fake, so we're gonna ball fake here, okay? I want a good ball fake, I don't want one of these, one of these. I want a good one. And then when you bring it through, I want to get a C-rip. So we're going to C-rip, and we're going to go to our left with one dribble. So we're C'ing, we're creating a C right here, we're pushing it here, now we're going to stop the pop. Okay? So C-rip, ball fake, C-rip, step, stop the pop. Rip the ball through. You get good without C.
There you go. This ball tight to their body. They don't want to show it.
Yeah, big C.
Keep that C tight.
I always say don't give me a little C, give me a capital C. Big C. Young defender, you got the ball right here, you ball fake. Their hands are here, their hands are coming here. C rip through.
Their hand gets on the ball, it's got to go with it. Push it through hard. Move. That little C-rip breathes the defense. Get something you can start shifting just a little bit.
All right, now, ball fake, C-rip. Go ahead, take a power dribble. There we go. What we want to do, we want to make sure that when we catch it, we're not back here. We want that defender right in front of us here. Okay? That jab step is going to be here, or it's going to be here. But you've got to make the defender get back on their heels. So if I'm playing defense here, if somebody jab steps, I want to sell this right here. Now, all of a sudden, we've taken that big dribble, and then the step back, and we've created some distance there, we can get our shot off. That's another part of basketball, especially as the kids get older. I see kids all of a sudden, they're superstars, they're 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, they get to 6th or 7th grade, they can't get a shot off anymore. Their parents are going, wow, my kid never shoots. Why doesn't the coach let my kid shoot? It's because they can't get a shot off anymore. So we want to try and help them with moves that they can at least be productive on offense by creating some space. All right, let's go. I'm going to be the defender. Ball fake me, C-rip me, and finish at the basket with up 2 feet to the right. Ready, go. Good. All right. Let's do it. Good.
Finish off two.
Good. That's exactly what we want with footwork. Again, everything we do, we're attacking shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip. Catch that ball, hip step. Hip step. There you go. We're a step faster than everybody with our hips down.
Can't overcoach and way under time. We'll just work on moves that you see. Back up a little bit there, guys. Back up. So we'll work on like a Euro step where we're faking to the corner. Move. Again, like I said earlier, repetition, repetition. Repetition creates confidence. Confidence means you're basketball players. So the more often you do this, the better they're going to be about it. They're going to use it in the game. Out to the end, it's going to be out to the end. That's where the skills use. You can also go the other way.
Going outside step and in, or inside out?
Out. Inside out.
Inside out.
So now it's the opposite way. It's almost a look off here. Your person served it, okay? And I know, yeah, some of you are saying, oh, they're finishing off the wrong foot. There's no such thing as the wrong foot or right foot. I mean, if you can put the ball in the basket, I don't care what foot you finish off of. You've got to be able to make a play. Ideally, you want to make your right hand layup. If you're 1-on-0 off your left foot, exactly. But if a kid goes in there and makes a great athletic play with the Euro step, finishing off with 1 foot, I'm not going to be upset with it. Okay? Boom. Good Euro step.
We'll actually do this drill. If you have 4 to 6 baskets in the gym, where we have 4 now, we can make it a circuit where we can take the skills men and put them in different baskets. So we can just say, we want to see a different type of move at every basket. So we'll start down here.
Sorry, guys. Get the ball.
So we'll do, everybody get a ball. We'll do a Euro step. what's up. What's up? You're gonna give him a what's up. He's going by, and then you're finishing strong. Ready, set, go. Hands up, hands up. What's up? Perfect. Right on. What's up? What's up? There you go. Good. What's up? So the little kids, I'll go, what's up? See ya. What's up? See ya. And then like, you keep going there. Good. What's up? See ya. Get on the class. Sweep over, and we're going to actually use the skills band for this for defender. So on a sweep over, we want to get the ball. We're going to attack the back 2 feet and then finish strong. KJ's done this in games a couple times, like unbelievable. Defender's standing there like this. She's going right at him, and she just sweeps right over the top of him. They're 2-3 foot behind her, and she's got a leg. So show us that, KJ. Sweep it over. There's a lot of coaches that kind of thinking this is a post player drill, and it's a great drill for post players. A lot of times we'll take post players and we'll work on sleepovers in the lane against the defender, but it's also great in the open court drill to finish. We'll do this whole right and left.
Another one, very similar to this, is twist, twist. Same type of move, okay? But now we're twisting twice, okay? So as we're going through it, it's like a sweep over, but you're almost closing out the ball to the defender more. You're in here, same body movement as a sweep over, but instead of sweeping over the player, you're twisting, keeping your body between the player and the basketball, okay? Twisting this way, so they can't get to the ball, so I'm facing the opposite wall. That's my first twist. My second twist then is I want to face the other wall and finish up over the basket. Okay? So these are 2 big jumps. You see a lot of NBA and WNBA players make this move. These guys can make these moves. And the younger we start making these moves, the better they're going to be at it when they're in high school and older. Twist, twist. Twist, twist. Finish with the left hand, please. Twist, twist. Yeah. As you're finishing up here, again, it's a classic post player finish, like Danny Hook should teach you finish with a beat. You don't want to finish here with one hand because you're opening up to the help the defender's watching away. So you want to make a beat as you're here with your hands as you're going out to protect the basketball. So if they come in and block the basketball, they're going to hit your arm first and you're going to get fouled. Okay, so make a G on your twist, twist. Twist, twist. Good. Twist, twist. See how we're jumping out the basket? Maybe not even any dribbles inside the 3-point line. Most of your turnovers happen when there's way too much dribbling going on inside that 3-point arc. So the more moves, the more power moves you can make with fewer dribbles down there, the better off you're going to be. Maybe just 1 or 2 more times. Are you ready to go? Go ahead, PJ. See your last dribble right there. Boom, boom. She gets the basket. One more. Twist, twist.
And I like the sweep over twist because I like when you have a guard who gets into the lane, they got a way to finish other than just trying to figure out how they're going to get it up over a bit. Guard finish. Here, give me a line here, just got a couple more or something. Same thing as we did with the what's up, except in the what's up, he landed on 2 feet, and we want to finish strong at the basket. Okay? Get him where he can't touch.
The same idea as that beat. You want to create space with your opposite arm. Get that player high. Without extending and physically pushing, you just want to make yourself as big as possible.
We want kids that can finish at the basket with contact.
And even though you're going out from 2 feet, really coach them to go off your inside foot. You're putting more pressure, more lift off that inside foot there, so it's a more powerful move.
Good, KJ, I like it. Get up there, figure out a way to get it up.
Get your arm in there.
Get some contact, there you go. Get some contact. Good, good.
Jump right to the chest. There we go, right to the chest.
One more.
Put your shoulder right to the chest. Good, great space.
So anybody can do this, doesn't matter their height, doesn't matter their age, everybody
simply need to get to their defensive spots. Okay? Now, what I don't want to see everybody go to their guy. What I don't want to see is this. Roll the ball out, go, 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 go. Freeze. I don't want to see everybody go to their guy every single time. This way is perfect. Now again, do the same thing defense. Go to your guys. Go. Now freeze. We don't want this, right? We want to teach them, like the defensive shell, we want them to recognize where is the ball and get where they need to be. So where should you be, Evan? So when he comes out of his push-up position, he needs to help even more so. Scramble that midline. Get here. Okay? Got it? And then it's just simply line, 3 on 3.
Right
Okay?
here though, a lot of coaches will prefer, they're going to deny, deny, deny. So we're right here, denying that. I'm more of a gap, gap, gap. And the reason I like gap is because if this pass is made, Jake, this pass is made, I can still recover. Okay, and I'm ball. But when I'm gap, gap, gap right here, if Jacob tries to make a move, first off, it's going to deter him from dribble drive. He's not coming this way. Because he comes this way, I'm going to step over and take it away. I still can be responsible for Dylan while I'm doing that, and I still have help back here, okay? So I'm a gap guy because what I've learned over the years is that if you deny here, you're exposed here, and what we were running into was that this player was getting beat off the dribble, and our bigs were getting in foul trouble. And when we're taking our bigs out of the game, 5 minutes into the first half or first quarter, we're already got a big with a couple fouls, and we're sitting there going, now we're exposed, we're in trouble, so we go gap, and we take away dribble drive. We make teams, they're going to beat us, they're going to have to launch one, and they're going to have to be good at doing it, because we're going to do a good job closing them out.
Big term you hear a lot around college basketball, March Madness, especially if Arizona's in there, or Virginia's, you hear pack line. That's what the pack line is. It's just that imaginary line, maybe a step or two underneath the three-point line, and it's rather than the get out and deny, I'm the same as Tyler. I prefer getting on that pack line and help. You can still get there to help, okay? You can still get there to pass and fake and close out, but otherwise we're stopping the dribble and we're not getting our bigs in foul trouble. So let's play this once, roll out, close out, get to where you need to be, push-up position. Like that. Good. And then you can switch it up, offense or defense, however, but just roll out and close out. It's a good way to get them to recognize where the ball is, always find the ball, and get in the proper defensive position.